What's up, guys? My name is Daniel here, and today I just want to talk to you about listing on Facebook Marketplace. So, as a personal small business owner, when I was moving into my location, there was a lot of leftover from the previous tenant, and I kind of had to sell all that stuff. They kind of left it behind, and there was some value in there, and things that I personally didn't need or use for my small business, I was able to sell on Facebook Marketplace. And this kind of opened the door for me to really figure out how to sell items on Facebook Marketplace and get the most value out of something that you're trying to just get rid of. Now, occasionally, depending on how soon you want something to get rid of, you price it accordingly. But this is the best way to kind of get anything sold on Facebook Marketplace that I found. One of the best things to do and make sure your profile is somewhat up to date. You don't want to have something that looks kind of scammy, looks kind of sketchy. You want to make sure that whoever's willing to buy your product or interested in buying your product is able to kind of trust who they're buying it from and kind of see your profile. This is one of the things that I look for when I buy something on Facebook Marketplace. Is that profile real? Is that someone that I can trust to kind of meet with me to that's serious about buying a product or serious about selling that product to me? So I want to make sure that personally on my end, if I'm selling something, that my profile is somewhat up to date. And if you live more of a private life or you're not on Facebook that much, you can still pull it off. But at the same time, if you're barely on Facebook or you just started Facebook just to do Marketplace, it might be beneficial for you to find someone that already has been on Facebook for a while and can sell that product for you because they tend to be more trusted. Another thing to do is to make sure you clean the product as well as possible before you sell it. This kind of gives more like, you put effort into it to make it sell, and this kind of goes a long way as well. Don't spend too much time on it, but at the same time, don't spend too little time on it, but just enough to make sure that everything comes across clean and clear and they can see what they're trying to buy or what they're interested in buying. Another thing is take good quality photos, decent amount of light. Don't take a picture of something in the middle of all your junk if you're trying to sell that specific junk. You want to kind of like separate it out, put it aside. Doesn't have to be anywhere in like a studio or Photoshop or anything, but at the same time, it kind of needs to be clear and presentable of what you're trying to sell. Definitely clean it up ahead of time. This will get your product sold a lot faster. Definitely if it's something kept in the original packaging, if you can stick it back in the original packaging and package it up in a way that kind of looks decently new and that you've taken care of the product, that can go a long way as well. And another thing to keep in mind of as far as after photos is descriptions. So people look at the photos as well, but then right after the photos, they'll look at the description to kind of see if you pointed out any flaws or any issues with what you're trying to sell. And if there's no issues, then they might ask you to confirm with you if there's any dents or scratches or things like that or signs of use. And this can go a long way as far as if you already put that in the description, because you would hate to meet up with the buyer and show, oh, we had some issues with that. I know there's been issues with what I was trying to sell and or what I was trying to buy, and when I went to go buy it, they did not list in the description, and they took photos in an angle that did not point out where the issue was. So when I saw it, it wasn't exactly the same. It was the same product, but then you could see the scratch more pronounced. You want to make sure that if you are deciding to do something that has minor flaws and stuff, you can take photos of those flaws or you can put them in the description. And if they're minor, right, then you can list them as minor, but don't want to kind of oversell something, because when you're meeting up with that person, then they want to either talk you down on the price if they still want it, or they might just leave in general, and then you might not like get the sale that you wanted to get. So definitely saving your time as far as meeting up with the person. You can put in the description any issues that you've had with the product. If everything is in good condition and everything looks well, some people might still ask if there's any issues, and you can say there's no issues if there is no issues, and then you are better set to sell that product on Facebook Marketplace. The more you sell on Facebook Marketplace, you can get reviews, and at the end of the day, once you find those reviews, other people can see those reviews as well and can trust you, and then you can sell even more products on Facebook Marketplace. I tend to find it very easy to sell products on Facebook Marketplace, especially in the local area I don't want to go off into shipping products. You want to be careful if a buyer wants you to ship a product somewhere and wants to pay you over the internet and things like that. I usually stay with local transactions only, and this is the safest way. Meet up in a public place, or find a group of people or a friend to go with you to meet up in a public place where you can get that transaction taken care of and you can sell that product quickly. Depending on how quick you want to sell that product, you're going to price it accordingly. So if you want to sell it quick, of course, you would price it cheaper than the market value of it at the same time. But if you want to price it more expensive and you can wait a little bit, then you want to make sure you just clean up the item and do the best you can to present the item in a way that someone will be willing to buy it. You also want to make sure that other people are willing to buy it in the area. Now, some things I have been surprised that sold that I didn't think anybody would want, but turns out there was a market for. So in that case, you might want to just keep it on the side, leave it listed, relist it every 7 days whenever it expires, and just keep it up there until someone buys it. It's not going to hurt to leave it there, and at the same time, one day you might get revenue out of it. And then when it comes time to when you just get tired of, exhausted of just having it there, then you can either donate it or reduce the price even more. But at the same time, you just want to keep it there as long as possible and just keep it to the side. I usually, for things that I sell on Facebook Marketplace, keep in one place, so when someone's interested and willing to come meet with me, I'm able to sell it very quickly. I'm able to just pick it up, grab it, and then meet them to wherever we decided to meet. Thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to like this video down below and consider subscribing if you want to learn more about investing, business, and helpful money tips.